Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I never really liked CANIK. I never really liked CANIK pistols, and I never was really a fan of CANIK. But the TP9 SFX, it really surprised me. What can I say about the TP9FX? It's a competition gun. CANIK made this to be a competition gun. Would I shoot this in competition? Definitely. Do I think it's a real competition gun? Yes, I do. Today, we're gonna go ahead and range test, and I'm gonna give you guys my real life, non-biased opinion on the CANIK TP9 SFX. So the CANIK TP9 SFX, it's like a competition pistol. If you want an out-the-box competition pistol, I think this is the pistol that you need. It reminds me a lot of the Glock 34 and the size and how it performs and the long slide and everything. For under $600 out the box, this is I guess what you would call a budget competition gun, but CANIK made this with the intentions of it being an actual competition pistol. It's really, really smooth. The trigger is money. The trigger is super smooth. I don't know if it's as good as my Shadow Systems. I don't know if I would say that, but it's really, really, really close to the Shadow Systems when it comes to the smoothness and it's I would say it's a close second. Let me shoot a couple more rounds and then get back to me. That's a smooth trigger. Would I recommend this for concealed carry? Not this particular model. I would get a subcompact CANIK, and I'm really tempted to try to get one for myself and try to conceal carry a CANIK, the more subcompact version to this. This is really, really smooth. The trigger is like, it's one of the crispest triggers I've shot in a while. It's smooth. It's like super smooth. And there's no grogginess. The take up is really short. The reset is really short. It's really smooth. Man, this is a really nice pistol. This is a really nice pistol. All right, so I'm gonna be trying these. I'm gonna try these. These are really nice ammo. I like that gold tip. It's pretty cool. These gold, man. These some luxury ammos right here. We send it through the CANIK. So this is my first time shooting these. They're the IG. I don't know if it's Igman or IG, man. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know how you pronounce that. But I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm going to try these out and see how they shoot. I'm going to run a couple through the CANIK and just see how the CANIK feeds. And these are brass. These are the brass tips, and it has a gold copper tip. So these are pretty cool. Not bad. Not bad, Nicholas. Not bad. So, would I recommend the CANIK? Would I recommend the CANIK over the Shadow Systems? I don't know. The Shadow Systems, it's really, really smooth, and I love everything about the Shadow Systems. There is some things that I'm not a big fan of about this that I talked about in the overview, but now that I'm out here in the range and I'm shooting this live, those things that I complained about in the first overview, my first impressions, it's not that big of a deal. Another thing that I wanted to mention, when I did my overview, I mentioned that these are 18 round magazines. It does have an 18 round window, but it's actually +2, so these are technically 20 round magazines out the box, and you get 2 of them that comes with the pistol. So these IG Man or Igman ammo, as you can see, it's a lot more smoke, so it burns a little bit hotter than the Blazer. The Blazers are 115 grain, And these IG, they're 124 grain. So you're gonna see a little bit more smoke. That's what I wanted to try them in the CANIK to see how the CANIK handles these 124 grains. IG men, Eggman, whatever you want to call them. It's not bad. Alright, so the CANIK comes with the holster. This holster comes with it. If you don't have a upgraded or custom holster specifically made for this, and you want to carry this that comes out the box with the CANIK, it's a decent holster. It's not the greatest. I'm not an outside the waistband type or carrying type person. I like to carry conceal, as you can see. I bet you guys didn't even know. And there's some comments that you're gonna shoot your crotch off with a pistol. Always remember safety first. If you know what you're doing, these guns are not just gonna fire themselves. You have to pull the trigger in order for the gun to go boom. And if you're afraid that your gun is gonna just fire magically when you're carrying a conceal, if you're afraid of that, I want you to carry your gun loaded, right? I'm gonna unload this one. So, if you're afraid of carrying your pistol loaded, I want you to carry your gun like this. I want you to carry your gun in an amber status. What amber status means is that there's no rounds in the chamber. There's 0 rounds in the chamber. And I want you to put the magazine in there. And I want you to carry your gun like this for however long you feel comfortable carrying your gun. If you're afraid that it's just going to magically go off, let's say you carry your gun like this for 2 weeks. Let's say you carry your gun like this for 2 months, for 2 years. I want you to tell me how many times the trigger accidentally went off just magically by itself. When that happens, if your trigger goes off magically by itself, then you go ahead and let me know, and then you can tell me that this isn't a safe way to carry your pistol with round in the chamber. Know what you're doing. This gun is not going to go off by itself magically. You have to press this trigger. You have to pull this trigger. And in case you didn't know, just same thing, just like the shadow systems, the CANIK has the exact same type of trigger. It has the same type of trigger. You see this little lever right here? That's a trigger safety. So unless this is pushed in, the trigger is not going to fire. If you're one of those people that are afraid to carry your gun appendix style, and you say you're going to shoot your crotch off, you're going to blow your dick off or whatever, understand that the gun is not just going to go off. Carry your gun like that. Carry your gun in an amber status. If you're afraid that the gun is going to magically shoot, a round is going to magically go off, carry your gun in an amber status, which meaning you have a magazine in the gun and one is not in the chamber, and then let me know if the gun just magically goes off at any point in time that you're carrying amber status. But anyways, back to the CANIK. What do I like more? Do I like the shadow systems? Or do I like the CANIK more? So these two pistols shoot very flat and very smooth. It's like, it's hard for me to say which one I like better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some range rounds in my shadow system, and I'm gonna shoot the both of them back to back. I'm going to shoot the shadow system and I'm going to shoot the CANIK, and I'm going to try to give you an honest opinion on which trigger I like better. Let's go on and get this.
Sorry for interrupting the video. I know you guys are all into it, but I need to take a quick second to give a big shout out and thank you to the channel sponsors, Wicked Arms Customs and Tactical Pontoon Triggers. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for sponsoring the channel. Now let's get back to this content.
Alright, so now we're about to have a shootout. Not in a technical manner, but it's going to be the shadow systems versus the CANIK. So we're going to do a shootout with the triggers, and I'm going to try to give you guys an honest, non-biased opinion on which trigger I think feels better. Remember, the shadow systems, this is my do-it-all pistol. This is my concealed carry pistol, personal protection pistol, range pistol, home defense pistol. This is my all-in-one pistol. Am I going to have a bias towards it? A little bit, because I live with this thing 24/7. This thing is with me. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to shoot 3 rounds from the shadow systems, 3 rounds from the CANIK, and I'm going to just empty the mags and see which one that I feel is better, the trigger. So shadow systems, let's go. CANIK. Whew. So, I don't know, man. It's really hard to tell. I'm gonna put 3 more from the shadow systems. That's a little bit more than 3. And the reason why I'm missing this close is because the target is swinging, it's moving, okay? That's my excuse. Take it or leave it. All right, the CANIK. it's really, really hard to tell. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot them at the same time because it's real close. I can't tell, so I'm gonna shoot them at the same time. All right, shadow systems with the left hand. I gotta find my dot. I'm not used to shooting to the left. Oh, I wasn't ready for that one. All right, ready? Let's go. I ran out of bullets. Let's try this again. So here we are. Shoot with my left. Let's go. I don't know, man. I can't tell. I really can't. I really can't call it. They both feel really smooth. The one thing I like about the shadow systems, I'm gonna go ahead and unload this one. So, the one thing that I like more about the shadow system trigger is that it has that flat face trigger, and that just feels better in my hand. The CANIK has that Glock type trigger with that, it's that weird curve and it goes inward and it has a little point towards it. In my hand, the shadow systems just feels more natural. The CANIK, the trigger is really, really nice. It's really, really smooth and it's really, really flat shooting. So it's really hard for me to distinguish which one I like better. The CANIK, it has a little better take-up. It's a little shorter take-up and it feels a little bit smoother on the reset. But the shadow systems overall, even though it has a more punchier kicking reset, it still feels good. It's really hard for me to call it on the triggers. If I had to choose one for competition right now, the shadow systems or the CANIK, I think I would choose the CANIK because of the longer slide. And the reason why is because the longer slide, when it reciprocates, it just brings the gun back down and it just moves a little bit smoother on the recoil. So the recoil feels a little bit more smoother, especially when you're shooting 115 grain ammo through it. It's super flat and it's super smooth and it feels like it's really fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to unload 10 rounds and try to actually hit the target, pulling the trigger as fast as I can with the CANIK to see if it's just a smoother, faster resetting pistol over the shadow systems. I put 10 rounds in each magazine, so I'm going to shoot the shadow, so I'm going to shoot them as fast as I can on target. The target is about 10 to 12 yards away from me, so I'm going to shoot as fast as I can and try to actually hit the targets with both pistols to see which one actually feels better when you're actually shooting rapid fire at a target. So here we go. I'm going to start off with the shadow systems. Don't let me down, shadow systems. Don't let me down. Come on, let's go. All right. I missed one because it was swinging, but like I said, that's my excuse. Take it or leave it. All right, now the CANIK. All right, I ain't gonna lie to you. The CANIK, if I felt like I could shoot faster. I was holding back a little bit because the target was bouncing all over the place, but I feel like the CANIK is a smoother shooting gun when it comes to shooting fast. And that's a lot for me to say because I praise shadow systems. This is my baby. But when it comes to actually shooting fast, the CANIK actually outperform it. But mind you, this is my disclaimer. The CANIK does have a longer slide. So like I said, I believe because it has that longer slide, it cycles a lot smoother and it comes back down faster and smoother because it has a longer slide. The shadow systems have a shorter slide. As you can see the slide difference. The CANIK have like about a good inch, probably an inch and a half with it in the slide. So the CANIK has an advantage because of the longer slide, and that's why competition guns have longer slides and bigger frames because it's just easier to control. So when it comes to the 10-round shootout, the CANIK does feel a little bit more smoother. It feels like I can shoot faster with the CANIK, but like I said, that's because of the longer slide. In order for this comparison to be evenly matched, I would need to get the subcompact version of this gun and then put it up against the shadow systems. And I think honestly, the CANIK made me a believer. I wasn't a big fan of CANIK pistols because CANIK is made in Turkey, and Turkey gun manufacturers have been having a lot of quality issues. I don't want to talk down on them. I'm not talking trash. So CANIK is known to have a lot of mechanical and wear issues, future issues. So, but I think they fixed all that with this one. The CANIK TP9 SFX is a good pistol. I would definitely want to get this in a subcompact version for myself to conceal carry and then I'll be able to give you a fair side-by-side comparison on which one performs better. But today, the CANIK, when it comes to shooting faster and cycling faster and smoother, the CANIK did outperform my Shadow Systems. And like I said, the Shadow Systems is a subcompact. This is a full frame competition gun. There you have it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off these rounds, and we're just gonna try to roll some beautiful I was gonna say roll some beautiful beans. We're gonna just try to get some beautiful B-rolls and go ahead and wrap this range session up.
I think they're hungry.
Oh man, that's funny. That was it. That's it. We're at the end. We put about 500 rounds through the CANIK, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I'm very impressed with the CANIK. Would I recommend this to a new shooter? Yes. I wouldn't recommend this for concealed carry because, like I said, it's like it has that big long slide. It's 5.2 inches long, so that's pretty long to try to conceal carry. If you want a gun to go to the range with your friends and just shoot, I recommend this gun. If you want a gun to go and shoot competitions with right out the box and you really don't have to do much to it, I recommend this gun. It's real smooth, it's real flat. Like I said, this to me is like kind of like a luxury competition gun because it doesn't look as raw as those competition guns with the flared mag rails and the big slides and all the contraptions they got on there. But right out the box, it looked real smooth, it looks slimline. When I first saw the CANIK, it kind of reminded me of a future pistol. It reminded me of a pistol that came from the future. So this is a really awesome pistol. If you're thinking about getting you a CANIK, if you want it for concealed carry, I would recommend getting the subcompact version. I can't remember the subcompact model number right off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm not the biggest CANIK fan, but today it definitely impressed me, and today I am a fan of CANIK, and I am seriously thinking about getting a subcompact version for myself for concealed carry, and bring it out to the range and try to run it and actually compare it against the Shadow Systems. That's all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys get your Sealy Strategic merchandise, man. Check out the merch shop. So until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, and remember, always be ready so you don't have to get ready. Be greater than you were yesterday. Remember, we live to train and we train to live. Staff Sergeant Sealy's out.